don't feel no ways tired. Come too far from where I started from.
I know myself to be one of the lucky ones to have been raised by my elders. Like many descendants of slaves, my land association has been shaped by retellings of my grandparents' childhood memories of working in the hot fields of the South. 10-hour days under the sun to hopefully earn a nickel for a hard day's labor. Hiding among the towering crops just to sneak a moment's rest. Begging to catch a school bus instead of the field hands bus. I'll never forget the way their eyes glazed over as I time traveled to a place they no doubt wished they could forget. Elder Bell Hooks said, collective Black self recovery takes place when we begin to renew our relationship to the earth, when we remember the way of our ancestors. Living in modern society without history, it has been easy to forget that Black people were first and foremost people of the land, farmers. I spend a lot of time thinking about our relationship with land. How do I obey the teachings of our ancestors in the modern times in which I exist, remembering that all things that were will come again? I'm using my pursuit of land as a strategy to move towards freedom. I don't want to just own land. I feel a commitment to restoring it, and in doing so, restoring a relationship of respect, responsibility, and reciprocity. As I care for the land, it can once again care for me. I'm on a mission to create a place to practice freedom and connect with the land beyond the boundaries of my own skin. A sacred space to continue to remember all the things I didn't know I'd forgotten. I am seeking healing and empowerment through cultivating the land. I am sowing sovereignty.
Good morning. You can barely see me, if at all. And that's because it's 5 a.m., so the sun's not up yet. But I am headed to go look at a property. I'm meeting the listing agent there in a few hours. I got a couple hours drive, so hopefully it'll be worth it and it all works out. But this property meets a lot of my needs, so I'm really hoping that it works out, but we'll see. I'll show you guys when I get there what it looks like. All right, sun's up. I'm at the gas station now. I just arrived in the town, but I was actually driving around in Thru, and it's a really small town. So I was like, I wonder how close I am to the actual property. Turns out I was super close, and so I just went ahead to drive over there to see if I might be interested. I'm so not interested. I'm in my camper van with 4-wheel drive and off-road tires, and I still wouldn't want to be going down that road that leads to the property. It's in terrible shape, which means it's a privately owned road and not a county maintained road, I'm assuming, or the county is really behind on their property work here. No, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. So I emailed the agent and told him he doesn't even have to come out here because I'm not interested anymore. So plan B is I'm headed to another town that's about 2 hours away. It's the place that I actually want to live, but anyway, story for another time. But anyway, I'm gonna go there, and there's these developers that have some land that I'm gonna go ahead and check it out. And there's also a property that's like 15 miles from the developer's land that I'm gonna check out while I'm out there too, to see what we can do. All right, so getting back on the road, and I'll check back in with you guys in about 2 hours. o'clock now. I've arrived at my second destination, second town, and second time zone crossing I've done today, just this morning actually. I can't even believe this property. It is so pretty. And it's named after my ancestors. My great-great-grandparents used to drive here to this town, which is like 14 miles from where my family's from, in another small town. And they'd bring their wagon out here and sell their produce. Because this town is a little bit bigger. It's still small, still a small town, but it's a little bit bigger than the town that my family's from. So my grandparents would come here and sell their property. Sell their produce. And this road is named after them, that the property sits on. And further down, I saw on tax records, like all the way at the end of the property, I actually have some relatives that still live there that I don't know them, but they have 200 acres at the very end of this street. And we're somehow related. I haven't gotten to that part yet, but somehow we're related, and maybe I can figure that out later. But wow. I can honestly say I haven't felt wow about anything I've looked at. Oh my gosh, why did this have to be nice? Because the one I'm going to next, which is actually in the town that my family is from, it's a lot bigger and it's priced better, and so that's the one I've been leaning towards. Or it's actually two. They have 3 listings out there because it's a developer who bought a large chunk of land and then chopped it up. So they've got multiple listings out there that are multiple acres. The smallest one is 4 acres. So it's so much bigger and better price, but this is so nice. Oh my gosh. I honestly didn't think I would like this, but I was like, oh, I saw on the map that I'm actually like coming through here first before I get to our family town. So I was like, I'll just stop in, just pass through and, give it a good look. Wow. Yeah, wasn't expecting to like it, but I kind of like it. Damn it. Anyway, I'm just going to be out here for a little bit with the birds. And then I'm going to get back on the road and head over to the other town to check out these developer properties and see what those are looking like.
Good morning. Obviously, it's a new day because I actually look kind of clean, right? Not all sweaty and dirty like normal. It's a new day. I got home yesterday around 5 p.m. By the time I got home, I was so tired and sore, and I just wanted to shower and get in the bed. So that's what I did. So this camera did not come back on, y'all. But I wanted to pop back on to kind of like, I guess, debrief on our hunting day yesterday. And I'm also harvesting some seeds as we speak. So as you saw, the first property, I didn't even get to see that property because I couldn't get onto the road, the main road that leads to the property. That one was 1.8 acres and it had a small pond running through the back of it, like a natural creek, I think is what they called it. Not a pond, a creek. It had a natural creek running through the back of the property, and it was like gently sloped, and it's in my second place city that I want to live in. So it wasn't on the top, but it met my requirements, and it was in my price range, so that always helps. But unfortunately, that didn't work out because I wasn't even in my car. I mean, literally, I was in the biggest vehicle that I have that can handle off-road stuff, and I still wouldn't go down that road. So unfortunately, I had to cross that one off. So that was one less property. And then when I made my way over to the second one, now this second property was the one that I basically thought was going to be a waste of time, that I wasn't going to like it because the listing is crap. The listing doesn't say that it's a pond. That means that it has a pond on it. The listing, it doesn't say a lot of things. The listing doesn't say a lot of things. And so I found out this information by requesting a land survey from the listing agent. I requested if she had one. Yes, she did. And so she shared it with me. And that's how I found out there was a pond on it, the size of it, where the lot lines are and all that good stuff to help me determine that I actually want to go look at it. Because from just looking at the listing, it looks like 2.66 acres. That's way overpriced with an old ass house on it. That's going to be more work and costly to take down than it would be worth. So I was really just going over there like, just to be on the road that, you know, is named after my family, because I hadn't actually been on that road before. I didn't even know that road existed until I started looking for property, because we have a road that's named after our family in the city that we're from, or originally from. And that was the only that was the only street that I knew of. I didn't know that we had another street in the other town that's not too far. And obviously I have family there as well, but we originated in the first town. So I didn't know that road existed. So I really just wanted to see what it looked like. That road is way bigger and way nicer than the one that's in our family town. So I was glad that I saw it, and I'm glad that I knew that it existed, because not only did I look at that property that is on the market, I also wrote letters to some of the other owners on that road, who have vacant land out there, to see if they might be interested in selling. I mean, all they could do is say no. It might not work out, but it didn't cost me. But I don't know, what does a forever stamp cost these days? I don't know. It cost me a stamp, cards I already had that I had bought from like a decade ago when my daughter was in school, and I had, you know, some cards that I was using that never got used. So that's what I've been writing owner letters to. And so I don't even know how many letters I've dropped at this point, to homeowners. But anyway, I dropped as many as I could. So hopefully that comes through. And then the third property that I looked at, that's just, like I said, 14, 15 miles from the second property. I had high hopes for that developer land, just because the developer said that they had cleared it already, or partially cleared. They had put a driveway and cleared a home site. So they had done a lot of the hard work up front. So I was optimistic that that was going to like be the slam dunk, basically. They were priced really well-ish. And like I said, a lot of the upfront infrastructure kind of work had been done. At least I'd have a driveway and I can pull onto the property and stuff like that. But the clearing that they said they did, I don't know. Maybe they had cleared it, but then summer came and nature took back over. There wasn't a lot of clearing that I saw out there. And the other thing that I didn't like about that property number 3, was the road. That road is going to be problematic when it rains. And so, yeah, I just don't think that's going to work. Oh, and the other thing I don't like is because that developer just bought like a huge chunk of land and then chopped it up. It looks like once people move into that development or community that they're trying to make over there, it felt really tight. Like the main road felt really narrow, or maybe it's because I was in my big van, but that's what I have. I have my van. So if that's going to be the vehicle that I'm going to be driving down that road, I don't know. It looked like one of those roads that you have to like pull off to the side to let the other car that's coming towards you in, but there's not really much space to pull over because the way they graded the road, it like drops down on the sides. So yeah, that one's not going to work. I guess number 3, I'm not putting as a hard no because I don't know. I could make it work if desperate times call for desperate measures. I could probably make that work. They'd have to really come down on the price, but it's certainly not at the top of my list, but I haven't totally removed it. Property number 1 is totally removed off the list. Absolutely not. No. They should be ashamed of themselves actually for having that listing even on on Zillow or anything else with no road to be able to even get to the land. No wonder it's been on the market for almost a year. But the crazy thing is, property number 1, they haven't even lowered the price. Wild. Anyway, but the winner for today or this week's hunt is property number 2. I mean, y'all saw it? So cute. I really want it. I haven't found anything I even a little bit wanted. Everything's like, I could take it or I can make it work. But property number 2, I really, 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 really like it. I really like it. So I'm going to put in an offer. I'm going to put in an offer. I'm going to work on that today and get it sent over, and I hope I get it because that would be amazing. And how proud would my ancestors be? Oh my gosh. That would be amazing. So amazing. I don't even know. Oh, wow. Yeah, I like it a lot. I know you're not supposed to get attached to properties and material things and all that. I totally agree. I'm not attached, but I have an infatuation for that property. And so I am going to try to get it. I want to have it. It's a little bit smaller on the land side than I wanted, but I also wasn't anticipating having any type of structures on there, even though that structure doesn't even really count because it's going to be a lot of work to make that old house any type of usable. I couldn't even go in it. I mean, the owner who owns it now said that he's never even been inside, and he's owned it for 2 years, and he's never even been inside that house. It don't look like nothing's living there except wasp right now. So that would be a lot of work. So I don't even know how much value I put on the house. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get up to the seller's asking price because I think they're putting a lot of value on that house. And I just don't see it. I don't see the value. Sorry. I'm going to give them some credit for the fact that I'm assuming that there's already utilities run for the house. I saw that there was a well out there. Who knows if it actually works or not. I'm assuming that electrical is run out there. And I'm also assuming that they have a septic. But you can't really base value on assumptions. So I'll give them a little bit for that. And the pond has value to me. So I'm valuing the pond as well. And of course the acreage. And so I think I'll be able to offer something that's fair for both of us and reasonable. But yeah, I don't see how I'm going to be able to get to his asking price. But we'll see. I'm going to work through it and I'm going to put in the offer and let's just see what happens.